Nicole, online comments. Online comments from Simon from Montreal. We're not buying a disc. It's a license that should allow us to transfer to the new media. Technology is evolving much more quickly than acts can. We're buying things for work and personal usage. Microphone 1.
Representing the Songwriters Association of Canada, and thanking you for the opportunity to speak. A couple of associates have already spoken, Marie-Denise Pelletier and the other lady, about the music that is being used without not only not fair compensation, but no compensation at all to the songwriters, publishers, performers, and record companies and the other stakeholders in any tune that is being used without the compensation being paid. At the moment, our issue is file sharing. And I think you probably know what the process is. Person A accesses a music file that belongs to person B through a site someplace. It's usually an MP3 format or some compressed format. You can get a whole album. You can get 20. You can get what you like, and there are many sites. Arguably, the industry should have been out in front of this instead of behind trying to find a way to make a living off it. Because at the moment, the industry is in a shambles, and much of it attributable to that. The Songwriters Association of Canada has come up with a plan to monetize the Internet. It's very simple. Everyone benefits from this. And out of the 95 million music files that exist today, only 5 million are transferred legally. The other 95 million are coming out of Pirate Bay, or which has since been bought, but sites like that. If this plan were adopted, it would be win-win pretty much for everybody, because it would be a form of viral marketing. The more this music gets heard, the better it is. The more it promotes the artist, the more it promotes the music. It's a wonderful thing. The only thing that's missing here is that the people who own it need to be paid. And the system that the Songwriters Association of Canada has come up with would be very simple. It would be a service fee that Internet service providers would charge their accounts. The accounts would, in theory, be able to opt in or out of it. For example, people who don't file share, we could say seniors, though not me, I file share all the time, but seniors who don't file share wouldn't have to subscribe to that, whereas other people would. They'd be on their honor, but there would be a way to police it that would be built into this. There would be a distribution key applied to this so that all the stakeholders got some pro rata share of what each tune was worth. They can, records can be kept. And the money involved, we're thinking, wouldn't be that much. It might be $4 or $5 a month, which for the, eliminating the hassle of sometimes wonky files and wonky sites with distasteful ads and other edgy stuff, it might be worth the money to have nice clean files. And arguably, the servers might end up loading all this, and it would be much cleaner and streamlined if you were just downloading from the servers. In other words, they would be involved as the distributor. So that's what we propose. And the site is outlined on, the plan, I should say, is outlined on the SAC site, Songwriters Association of Canada site. It spells it out, and our executive director, Don Quarles, and any board member is always available to explain it to anyone who'd like to know more about it. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank everyone also to respect the time period. There's 16 people standing right now. If you multiply by 3 minutes, that's an hour. So if everybody could, respect that, it'd be great. Thank you. Le micro numéro 2, s'il vous plaît.
Bonjour, je m'appelle
Adrien Béraud, I'm a student, and I'd like to answer to all the representatives of the cultural industry and the artists who've spoken up until now. I'd like to start from a quotation from Victor Hugo, 1878, who said that when at the opening of the Congrès littéraire international, the book as a book belongs to the author, but as thought, it belongs to mankind. Everybody has the right to it. If only one had the right to it, it would be a sacrifice of others. I would like to say that today we're in the case that Victor Hugo was describing. We have to choose between the different freedoms and rights. Today, the digital revolution is allowing for an incredible number of things. And different governments throughout the world have tried in different ways to limit illegal downloading. This has been shown to be impossible without cutting many different freedoms. So to be pragmatic, we have to find solutions that allow to pay authors and artists in a fair way. This being said, the situation presented by the cultural industry is not as bad as they are saying. A study by Industry Canada from 2006, I believe, shows that there is no correlation between illegal downloading of music and the purchase of CDs legally, and even that the people who are downloading illegally are the people who will most purchase music as well. If we look at the financial statements of bigger cultural groups, we can see and we'll see that their situation is not that bad, and there are solutions that allow for the compensation of artists without limiting the freedoms of internauts and citizens. There's a talk about global licensing or global philanthropy, a sort of tax on internet access that would be redistributed to artists based on what is observed in terms of internet downloading, or global philanthropy that would allow each person to pay the artists they want. They would have to invest a certain amount per month, and that would be redistributed to artists. But in that case, downloading would be legalized, and there would also could be the private copy regime that was mentioned before. But in that case, downloading, which is illegal right now, would be completely free. And to me, that's a natural counterpart. If artists are compensated, downloading has to be legal. You can't compensate people for an illegal practice, after all. To conclude, well, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Very good timing. Thank you very much. Mic 3.